Hey, movie fans, this is my review for Creed 3. So I'm a big Rocky fan. I love the first Creed movie. I really enjoyed Creed 2. It wasn't quite as good as the first one, but still a solid sequel. I thought this movie was great. I would definitely put it up there with the first Creed movie. Like, I love the story. I love how they get more into Adonis Creed's background, more into his personal life when he was a kid. So I love seeing more of that backstory. Like, Creed Jordan gives a fantastic performance. To me, he's always great in everything. Jonathan Majors, he's a great antagonist. Like you really feel sympathetic towards the Damien character, but understand where he's coming from. Which to me is what makes some of the best villains. And he's great in everything. I mean, even when I did my review for Ant Man, I wasn't a big fan of that movie, but he's the one that holds that movie he's the one that makes that movie decent. So for me, he's always great in everything. Like you really feel for his Damien character. It's just one of my favorite antagonists in films. Same with the rest of the cast. The rest of the cast is great. I love where the story goes, but how personal it is, like the first movie, and the fight scenes are really good. Like I know Michael B. Jordan is a big anime fan, and his favorite is DBZ, so I definitely noticed some flavors with the fight scenes that remind me of like stuff in anime, which I love. So I thought that was a cool little flavor there. And when it comes to Waki, let me say this: I didn't miss him in this movie. Like I said, I'm a big Rocky fan, but he had 6 films where he was the lead. And in the Creed movies, he's a big part of them, but he's a supporting character in those movies. They're called Creed or Adonis Creed. Like I said, he's a big part of those movies, but I feel like he's getting older, the actor, and I like the fact that this movie feels unique and it can stand on its own. And here's the other thing, with the way Creed 2 ended for me, it's like, it felt like Creed 2 kind of naturally as it is character out. Like, you have that moment after Adonis Creed wins that fight with Drago's son, and Rocky says to him, this is your time. He doesn't go out with him on the wing at the end. So I feel like right there was a hint that this is probably going to be it. And also the way Creed 2 ends with him going off to spend time with his grandkid and son, who they hinted in the movie that he hasn't talked to for years. I felt like to me by the end of that movie, it was the end of the story. Like I don't feel like you can really go anywhere else with the Rocky character after that movie. And I feel like he's done all he could with Adonis Creed. I feel like there's not really any story left for Rocky for him to be in this franchise anymore. And this movie felt like a very personal story for Adonis Creed. So I just don't feel like Rocky would have much sense to be in this story or connected to it. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I didn't miss him. But yeah, I love this movie, and I would definitely put out the first one, and I definitely recommend fans check this out in theaters. I had a great time watching this movie. Until next time, movie lovers.